Hey guys, Marti Brix here today, and today I have huge news. I'm almost completely redesigning the Crait mock. So, now what you see right now is obviously the older version. It's what you all know as of now, and I just wanted to give you guys a reminder and a little refresher of what the plans were for this mock. Now, I thought I was limited with space, and this limited the whole potential of the whole mock, and that's why it looks like this. It's not that great, and it limited the whole mock itself in detail level. And at the time, I thought this was the absolute final version. I really liked it, and I thought it was perfect. But things have changed, and I moved some things around in the room that the mock is actually in, and I was able to free up space for one 48 by 48 base plate and the 16 by 48 size area. And this is allowing me to add incredible detail and accuracy to the mock that I didn't even think about with the previous version. And now I don't want to bore you anymore with looking at this old mock, and let's just move on to the new and improved one. So you can see a huge difference, a huge improvement, and I absolutely love this updated mock. It turned out so well, and I'm so glad I decided to go in this direction. And now there are a few parts that aren't completed or haven't even been added in this yet, but this is a pretty close product, and I think it looks awesome. I was able to add so much more detail with this expansion, before the mock was so small on detail and just small in general, and I love how it just adds so much to the mock. And you can see I added the door, which I wasn't originally planning on, and a larger mountain, and I love how those both look. They both really turned out well. And that's kind of this is kind of like an overview look of the mock. There's so much to look at, and you can see how it's a lot longer. You can see the addition of the 48 by 48 base plate and the extra 16 stud area. And that allowed me to do so much and add so much, and I just really enjoyed making it, and I really I really just like how it turned out in general. But let's go ahead and take a look at each individual section. And so first off, we have just the right side of the mock, and this part hasn't changed, and so I won't go into too much detail, but just kind of a brief reminder. This is the part where the 3 snowtroopers and the ATM-6 walker will be going, and this part is actually completed in the real mock, and it's looking really nice. If you want to check out that update, there will be a link in the description, so be sure to check that out if you missed it. And but yeah, so there's nothing really else to say about this. Nothing has changed. It's all already built, so this is all staying the same. But moving on, this is a new addition, and it's awesome in my opinion. It is a small little crater, and I love how this turned out. I kind of have some salt mixed in with the red. I might put a few minifigures in the crater, maybe snipers or something. I think this turned out really well though, and I will actually be making this in the real mock very soon. Orders have actually been placed for this part of the mock, and hopefully I can get that update to you guys by next week, next Thursday. And I just love this. Surprisingly, even though it's such a small part, this actually took me a good amount of time to make because, I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but I had to put a lot of thought process and make sure that it looked good and everything was working well, and but anyways, so not much has changed here. Similar to the first part, it's just the ski speeder trails that the ski speeders obviously left in the ground, and I just extended the main trail a little more now that I had more space to work with, and I kind of wanted to do that because once I add the dust that will be trailing off from the speeder, I feel like it would have, before, with the shorter one, it would have just covered the other trails, and it would have kind of defeated the purpose of those trails. And so I think that I didn't want that to happen, so I extended this main one, and now I think it'll be good, and I think it'll turn out awesome. But other than that, nothing has changed in this area, and so yeah, that's all that's changed here. And then if we move on to the trench has been almost completely redone. Although the size is the same, the detail in it has been improved and changed quite a lot. You can see I have various crates and boxes scattered around. I also tried to incorporate pipes and wires and such. I used many online resources and pictures to make sure this was very accurate. And from what I used and what I found, this is almost exactly what it is in the movie. And of course, we will have the turret on the plate back there. That's like sitting across the trench, and you can't really see this from the angle that we're at, but there is a small tunnel branching off from the trench, and this will actually be worked on more. So be sure to look forward to that, because that'll be awesome. And if we move on to the mountain, this is by far my favorite part of the mock. It turned out so nicely. I'm always speechless when I look at it. I just can't get over it. Even though I've looked at it so many times, it looks awesome. And the mountain looks very natural, and I've never really used this style of mountain building before, but I was interested in using it, and I think it works perfectly with this. I think it turned out great. And you can also see that the door is open, so I kind of propped it up on clear bricks or clear panels, and so that I felt like it would look cooler or better with it open rather than closed, so that's what I did. And that's just how it'll always be. I know some people are making it able to have it both, so both open and closed, but this will just always be open. I'm not really worried about having it both, but so yeah, that's how this will be. And although the door is simple, there's not many pieces used, I think it looks extremely good, and I just love how well it turned out, and in my opinion, it's awesome. Yeah, this is my absolute favorite part of the mock, by far. And if we move on, I blended the design going from white to red just to kind of indicate the salt and the red dust kind of crawling, I guess you could say, onto the base of the mountain. And I love how this turned out also. It looks awesome. And I think it really adds a lot of detail to the mountain and the whole mock overall. And so I'm really glad I did this. And now, finishing up the mock, we come to the top of the mountain, and you can see I have actually incorporated a little bit of the Millennium Falcon starting to fly out or burst out of the top of the mountain. And you can kind of see it starting to come. I built a little, small thing, just so you can tell that it's the Falcon. And I really liked how this turned out, and I just wanted to incorporate it because it's a nice little Easter egg, and it was a really cool part in the movie. Falcon just burst out of the ground. I thought it was really cool. And but yeah, so here we go. This is the whole new mock. I hope you all really like it, and thank you all so much for watching. That is gonna finish out this update, and let me know what you think of the new mock in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it and want to stay tuned for more, be sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.